Hey guys, in today's What If, we will be discussing what would have happened if Obi Wan left the Jedi Order with Satine. The moment he would leave would be when he was still a Padawan under Qui-Gon Jinn. During the Mandalorian Civil War, the Jedi Council sent Qui-Gon Jinn and Padawan Obi Wan Kenobi to protect the young Duchess of Mandalore, Satine Kryze, from assassination. Satine and Obi Wan developed feelings for each other during the 1 year they were on the run. After the war, Satine returned to her role as Duchess of Mandalore and Kenobi continued his Jedi training. However, later on, Kenobi admitted that, quote, "If she had said the word, I would have left the Jedi Order." If Obi-Wan had left, Qui-Gon, struggling with the failure of his first apprentice, would not take on another and focus on his journey to follow the will of the Force. It is also likely that he would have accepted the invitation to join the Jedi Council, as he previously denied it to continue teaching Obi-Wan. Assuming that Qui-Gon was still the Jedi sent to negotiate with the Trade Federation, most of the storyline of the Phantom Menace would carry on the same way. Qui-Gon would bring a young Anakin in front of the Council, and they would still refuse him to be trained. With the death of Qui-Gon, Maul survives, but there is now no promise from Obi-Wan to train Anakin. Because of this, the Council's decision for Anakin to remain untrained would stand, and he would be sent back to Tatooine with his mother. For a time, Anakin would be a free slave, and he would still participate in pod races in order to save money to free his mother. However, when Anakin was brought to Coruscant, he made contact with Palpatine, who sensed Anakin's power in the Force and knew he needed this boy. Palpatine would make contact with Anakin on Tatooine and begin his manipulation. He would orchestrate a plan that showed he had good intentions to help his mother, but ultimately would result in her death. Enraged, Anakin would go after the people who resulted in his mother's death and use the dark side for the first time to dispose of them. Palpatine finalizes his manipulation as now he is the only person Anakin has in his life. He explains to the boy the Force and the history of the Sith and the journey for power. He continues to seduce a young Anakin, who has no other path and opts to join the Sith Lord as his new apprentice. Anakin trains under Palpatine for years, rapidly growing strength and knowledge of the dark side. However, Palpatine is concerned that the boy holds feelings for Padme Amidala that he met years ago. Palpatine would use this to further the boy's journey down the dark side. Palpatine would bring Anakin to his office on a day in which he was expecting Padme as well. The two recognize each other, Anakin speechless, and the two would go on a walk catching up. A few days would go by, Anakin delighted by the recent events, but Palpatine would sense this, know Anakin's emotions were at an all-time high, and use this to his advantage. One day, Palpatine would send Anakin to accompany a few senators, including Padme, on their way to a party, disguised as a task to increase his political skills. While on the way, the shuttle with Padme is attacked and blown up. Anakin drives his shuttle down to the crash site, which is engulfed in flames to find no survivors. Palpatine has ordered this attack. Anakin gets back in his shuttle and chases after the assassins. Fully enraged with the dark side flowing through his veins and ultimate power, he uses the Force to stop the attacker's ship in mid-air and crushes the engine, forcing them to the ground. He confronts them on the ground, choking all assassins at once, yelling, "Who hired you?" He drops them for a second, and when none of them respond, he chokes them all again and with one swing of his lightsaber, cuts them down. Anakin quickly travels to Palpatine's office, with fear that using his lightsaber revealed himself to the Jedi. When he reaches Palpatine, he expects him to be angry, but the opposite is true. Palpatine first offers his condolences, then explains how the Jedi would have felt the extreme power of the dark side, so close to their precious temple. He explains how every Jedi would have felt his power and now be entrenched with fear. He continues, "The time is soon for the Sith to take over, and with this revelation, I give you the title, Darth Vader." Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you want a part 2 in the comments.